Good morning, everyone. My name is Mr. Logan. I am a rising junior at Reynoldsburg Summit High School, and I'm youth staff for P2P. Mr. Earl.
My name is Mr. Earl. I go to Metro High School. I'm a rising junior in Carolyn.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Carolyn. I go to Central Crossing and I'm a rising junior. Zion.
Hi, my name is Zion. I'm a rising junior at Gahanna Lincoln. Jackson.
Hello, my name is Jackson Jones. I just graduated from New Albany High School. I'll be attending High Point University in the fall to major in psychology.
Is that
Cynthia.
everyone?
Hi, my name is Miss Cynthia. I'm a rising junior at Fort Hayes.
Is that everyone? We good?
Yvonne.
Hello, my name is Yvonne. I'm a rising college freshman and I graduated from Fort Hayes High School. Mr. Mir.
My name is Mr. Mir. I'm an early graduate from Ohio Construction Academy.
Is there anyone that didn't go? That didn't? We good? So, with y'all being youth staff, how do y'all feel about this upcoming year and the projects that we're doing? I'm gonna call on Miss Carolyn.
This year for the projects, I think they're good. I feel like they gave a way harder topic this year about it. And what was the rest of the question?
Like, how do you feel? Like, how are you liking how is the groups coming along?
I like my group. I got to see a lot of them come out their shell so far. I know it's only week 6, but I feel like they all made a lot of progress.
That's good. That's good. Mr. Earl, how are you feeling about your team?
I really like my team. They've been getting along pretty well. I think the only thing, we're not supposed to talk about it. Never mind. They've been doing good though. They are focusing on their project. They're coming around the end. They're just getting ready for their video and presentations. That's about it.
Miss Yvonne, how are you liking your team so far?
I'm really liking my team. Everybody's different and it's great to see how different types of people could come together and make a good project.
Mr. Jackson, how are you liking your team so far?
I think my team's doing well. There's been a lot of improvement from the year. I'm starting to see all my kids' strengths and their weaknesses, but there's a lot of strengths and a lot of good energy I can work with and a very bright group of kids all around, not just in my group, but the whole program. So I can't wait to see the presentations and see what it has in store for us.
Mr. Mir, how are you liking your group so far? How's it going?
I think my group is very mature. Like they know what they got to get done and they know what they need to do. And I feel like they're good listeners, so I feel like they're gonna do good.
Mr. Zion, how are you liking your group?
My group is honestly really great. Everybody has their skills that they can use to their projects, and I can't wait to see what they got to finalize.
That's definitely good. I'm loving my group so far. I like how they work together, even though they work differently, but they're coming together to work together and make this project work. I like it. So I have another question. So now that y'all on youth staff and y'all did a full year P2P, the year-round program, how is the perspective as youth staff compared to a student in the program? And I'm gonna let me call on Mr. Earl.
So what was the question? Can you repeat it?
The question is, now that you're youth staff and you did a full year of the program, how does it feel to be youth staff? Like, what's the perspective of youth staff than being a student?
So the perspective of the youth staff is it's more of a leader role. Like when you were in the program last year, you could lead, but you have to be on point this year, and you have to make sure everybody's paying attention. And last year you could get skate by sometimes, but you just got to be on 10 all the time as youth staff.
Miss Yvonne?
It's definitely different this year because you have to lead a team of multiple people and just help make sure everybody is speaking, contributing. And when you're in the program, you have to really use your teamwork skills and put into the projects.
Mr. Zion.
It's way more responsibility, I would say, than being able to actually do the project, which you're seeing, because you can't on staff. But like last year, it was so much easier being able to input your ideas instead of having to guide your kids.
Miss Carolyn.
I feel like it's definitely different because now that we're higher position, we can't play around as much and we have to be a little bit more serious, but we still get to be calm and cool, of course. And yeah.
Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, everybody really took what I had to say, so it's very cliche. Just what everybody else was saying, along with the responsibility aspect. You are a prioritized figure in the program. You look to as a model, as a role model for what the program does produce. So you have to bring you have to bring your side to the table. You can't be a drain on the table and make a difference in not only your life to continue growing, but in the kids as well, because the program is focused around the kids. So it's really very student oriented, and it's a great environment for them to learn. You just got to make an impact.
Mr. Mir.
I feel like being in the program last year helped because I could be more like honest with the kids that I got. Like I could be honest with them. Um, I could help them understand like what's the point of what we're doing more. Like what it's gonna get you, how it's gonna grow their mindset. Cause like let me not. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Mir. Miss Cynthia.
I feel like this year you definitely have to, like being a youth staff, you definitely have to pull out more of your leadership skills than last year when you just had to like contribute with the team. Because this being youth staff, you can't contribute for real. You can't give them no ideas to the kid or nothing like that. You got to let them work by themselves. So I would say that's the difference.
I would
Do you
say
mind
that
if I
is
add
a
something?
yes, sir.
To go off what she was saying, I would agree with the leadership thing. Really, you just got to put yourself out there. You don't know if you're right or wrong, but you can't be timid in your group because it shows that you don't know, just like what they don't know, and they won't respect you as much. So definitely having the confidence and being able to put your ego aside and admit when you're wrong, but to be a strong leader and supportive. So I would agree with that for sure.
I definitely agree. My hardest thing is trying like not help. Like you want your team to win, but you don't want to just throw them in the finish line. Like you do all the work and then they're stuck presenting it. That's my biggest thing. Like you have to guide them and you have to learn how to guide and like help or pretty much do it for them. That's my biggest problem. But so far, I love it. It definitely leadership. It definitely gets on that. You have to be able to say criticism and not have throwing a temper tantrum when you're done. I definitely agree. I do. So I have a question. If someone came to you, if your say someone in your group is about to be youth staff, what is one tip that you would give them? And that's up for anyone to if you want.
I'm gonna go. To start off, I would tell them definitely what we were told, to know the difference between a mentor and a friend, and also know how to balance out playing around, being goofy, and serious.
I would say to add on, just to be very clear in your directive that you give the kids. But you definitely have to just put yourself out there and be willing to take the risk. I mean, leadership is a hard thing. You can lead in different ways, but just knowing that you have a whole group of kids relying on you is a lot on it. So, yeah, definitely that part.
I will go off to what Miss Carolyn said. Um, to having that balance between you being a staff and then being children, like you have to learn to keep them accountable for their actions and stuff that they do, and like keep them in place instead of trying to be their friends and letting them do certain stuff. You can't let them like go overboard. You have to set boundaries and make sure they know those boundaries.
I would also like to say that it's very crucial that you establish yourself in a high manner because a lot of these kids are older than you or they're around the same age. So if you tell them what to do and you're playing around a lot, they're not going to listen to you and they're not going to take you serious. They're going to treat you like another friend. So you just kind of what everybody else was saying, you have to balance that out and be confident in your directive. And yeah.
I would say that have strength and really try to make sure what everybody else said, that you're not on the same level as them, but you understand them and just help them throughout the process. That's a tip I would give. Just be strong.
So I have another question for y'all. So when times get stressful, as you know, we're in the middle of it. Projects we're trying to wrap up. We're trying to get everything done. You know, students are they sluggish. Then you got the students that's ongoing. How do y'all deal with stress like inside y'all group?
How we deal with stress in Team Nine is if I can tell people are getting really worked up, I'll be like, all right, at this time, we're gonna stop, take a 10-minute break. Y'all can get on y'all's phones. We can play the games and chill for a second, just to like everybody have a mental debrief. Because even in the workforce and even in the workspace, you need to work. When you're working, you need like every single hour, you should take at least a 5-minute break just to reset, so you don't get mentally drained and you start to dislike the people that you're around. So I just give them time to go to the bathroom, walk around, to stretch and stay active and stay on the friendly like page with the rest of their coworkers and with us as well.
What my team does to handle stress is we move areas sometimes. Like we would be in one space and we would just change spaces. So that's one thing we do to like kind of, I guess, give a change of scenery. I guess that makes it easier on them to stay on task.
For Team Seven, what we do when people are stressed, we just take like a 5 minute mental break and we all talk about like how the project is going to get done and like how well they're doing and stuff like that, just to get them a little boost of motivation because they're gonna need it, especially during these hard and stressful weeks. So we just talk about how we're doing mentally, and then yeah.
For my team, we do also like to take breaks, go into different spaces, and just talk about what we think we could do better, and then get back to the project after.
For my group, I always ask them at the end of the day. For Team One, I always ask them at the end of the day, like, how are they feeling? What's some things that you could improve on? And things that we could do differently for the next day.
For my team, I just let them know that they got a safe space to be able to talk, or like with a coping skill that if they need to write in their notebook that they got, they can, or if they need to talk to me or my adult staff, they can.
Those are definitely good advice. I would say for my team, my biggest thing is letting them go outside, take a breather for like 3 minutes, just get whatever they got going on in their mind. Because for mine is we have a lot of teammates that have stuff going on in their personal lives, and then they're bringing it to work and having that on their shoulders too, as they're trying to work with us. So sometimes you just gotta let them go outside, take a breather. We're not outside playing games. We outside, take a breather, get some water, release some stress, you know. And for our last question, would y'all want to come back as adult staff?
Yeah,
You have to explain your reason. Why would you want to come back as an adult staff?
I feel like my journey at P2P isn't done, and I could still improve myself and help improve others at the same time too.
I feel like I would come back as adult staff only because I feel I have very good leadership skills and I like working with kids and guiding them in the right direction and making sure everything's on track for them.
Kind of to go off of what Mr. Mir said, I feel like being youth staff is a part of the journey. I feel like I'm not done here at P2P with the impact I can make on the kids. When you're a youth staff member, you learn a lot. So you learn a lot your first year. You learn about yourself. The second year, you learn about how you can direct a team and how good your skills are with the assistance of your adult staff and Miss T and Miss Michaela and Mr. Kevin. But when you're adult staff, you have a big role to fill. So I feel like I'm just on the learning journey and I'm keeping my mind open. And I would definitely be open-minded and willing to come back as a adult staff member in the future.
I will come back as an adult staff because I like the way it feels. Like I never been a part of like a program. I feel like a family with so much kids, and then especially in our generation too. So you don't really see a lot of like people holding people accountable, them being so creative outside of like just being kids. They got something to put to the table all the time too, and they get something good out of it, and they improve and develop too. So I like the way that feels, and watching them grow too. That's a big thing for me too. So I will come back to adult staff just to be a part of like something big outside of trying to be my age, and then
I will come back as adult staff because I feel like even though I did pretty good this year, I feel like there's always room for improvement, and that the impact that I leave on the kids, I want to leave it on more, and that's pretty much it. That's why I want to come back.
I will come back as adult staff because honestly, it's basically like we a whole family, and it's like you got a safe space to talk to, you got a free to speak, and it's just really like being able to be comfortable with everybody.
If I was chosen to come back as adult staff, I would, because the environment P2P brings, the opportunities you get, and the information that we get is really beneficial for the future. And I feel like everybody could get the opportunity, and I would come back. I like being with kids and everything that comes with P2P.
That's definitely good. Me personally, I know our youth staff this year is way better than adult staff. I'll argue that any day of the week. We better. Frankly, we're better. We Miss T, Miss Michaela, Mr. Kevin, they all think the same. We're just better. We're closer in bond. You feel me? Like we have a problem with each other. We ain't being in drama. We bring it to each other. It's like a family. I definitely say youth staff is like a family. Adult staff, I would like to be invited back out only because just to see that, like, obviously a lot of us, well, all of us are people of color, and coming from a lot of people don't expect us to do good things, and coming to a program and seeing people like us do great things for the community and stuff like that and inventions, it's beautiful to see, and I love seeing it. Like, I love seeing us thrive where we don't get a chance to thrive sometimes. I definitely love it. I would come back as a adult staff. But this is our first episode of P2P podcast. We will be having more episodes soon. I just want to say I want to thank all you staff coming out. Appreciate y'all for doing it. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, y'all.